Hey guys, let's talk about how to feed horses. Do you want to go out every morning with a few bales of hay and then flake off a few flakes and your horses eat for 20 minutes and then they got nothing else to eat the rest of the day, and then you go out in the evening and you do the same thing? And really it's not very healthy for your horse, because the horse's digestive system is meant to be eating really all day long. And then the labor involved and the pain in the butt that small square bales entail. So right here we have what's called a hay net, and Doris is putting it on. And this is a 3 foot by 3 foot by 8 foot square bale that weighs about 700 pounds. This looks to be second cutting hay, and but every bite of hay that the horse gets has to be pulled through this. Basically, it looks like a hockey net or a soccer net, and so they can nibble with their mouths like this, and they can pull a straw of grass through that netting, and it keeps them busy so that they can't just gorge on a whole bunch of hay all at once, and they don't get fed all at once, and keeps them occupied through the day. So Doris, tell us how long and how many horses on a bale?
Well, this size of a bale takes about 6 horses for 6 days.
6 horses, 6 days. And you feed it once, right?
Yeah.
So you just feed one bale, one time.
I usually feed every Saturday or every Friday of the week.
Uh-huh.
And if I have horses that have trouble to eat or are skinnier, I just open up right here where I pull it together when I set it.
Yep.
And I just open it up a hole and they can go in, and I let them eat for a couple, 3 hours so that they get their bellies full. It will be a little crazy in the beginning because the dominant horses,
yeah,
will be always on it, but they get tired, they get full, and then the ones that are not as
dominant,
I don't want to use the same word.
Okay.
They come in afterwards.
The more submissive ones.
It really evens out. Give them a week to adjust to it. If I started with small bales, some flakes on it, and they kind of get the idea.
Okay, go ahead. Let's see you set it up.
I have to go over there.
Put it in the field. Aren't you going to do that?
No, I'm putting it over there.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so let's do that.
So right here we have this is, I don't know what, a 1992 tractor, Doris? 1997, something like that?
99, I think.
Something like that. It is a 65 horse tractor. Go ahead, start it up. And it's got that bale spear on the front end loader attachment. And you can actually lift 2 of those bales with this tractor. So that is plenty of tractor to pick up one bale. You can get by with this small tractor, say 35 or 40 horse, to pick up one bale like that. Got to make sure that the tractor is able to do it. It takes, got to make sure that the tractor can lift up to about 800 pounds. Okay. So we have this Tartar, and these are a good manufacturer. They make pretty good stuff. There's a square bale feeder right here, and then Doris is going to drop it in. It's set up just right. Don't want to rip the net as you drop the bale. So she's making sure that it's positioned correctly. Okay. Okay.
You need a knife.
Yeah, now we're going to cut the hay strings, or Doris is.
And you need this. When you buy a net, buy these.
Oh yeah, you need some of that twine. It's like a repair twine.
So this is really simple. You find this and you pull them through. There are many different ways how to make that knot. Make sure you're tight because the horses will try to eat out of it.
Yeah, they'll try to find their way around it, won't they? And they could pick knots. So she's...
Everything tight always.
And then daisy chain.
And then the daisy chain. The first knot is the most important one.
Nice and tight.
Really tight. 2, 3 of these, that's enough. Pull it through.
Now you got one woman and one tractor by herself. How often do you do this by yourself, Doris?
Always.
It's actually rare that I'm here to help her. So, and then what? You got the twine around the
hole here,
the
so
bale here.
I learned my system over the years.
Oh yeah, she's got a hole right there. She's gonna repair it right now.
I got my knot here too, special knot. I think it's called flat knot. That works the best. And I just make sure that nothing is open. They will always find the spots.
Yeah, they got nothing better to do all day, right?
It's either in their muzzle or their intelligence, but they find, it's not every horse, they find the spots. That's all they do is they go look, where is the hole? Where is the hole? And then they start eating. So maintaining this is important. Also maintaining the horse's teeth, because some of them have sharp front teeth and they bite through this. If you maintain them nicely, it should not really be an issue.
How long does a net last, Doris?
I would say about 4 years.
About 4 years. What do they cost?
Depending on the size, and it's on the website heychix.com. Chicks is
C-H-I-X.
C-H-I-X.
Yeah.
Depending on the size, I like to have, forgot how it's called, the smaller size, not the completely shut down where they really just nibble, and it's about $400.
So $400. They last 4 years, so that's $100 a year basically.
Yeah.
Now, by the counter on my camera right now, not counting the time it took you to go grab the bale, which was a couple minutes really, we've got about 10 minutes invested at this point, actually about 9, invested in feeding what will feed up to 6 horses for 6 days.
You can be lazy and just cut the strings, leave the strings, but the horses will start nibbling through and around it, and I found that it makes more holes in the net. So take the time it takes to pull it. You have a knot somewhere, you have to kind of find the best spot, and some bales are tight or some bales are not, but pull the strings out and then you can go for a full week without any maintenance. If you know where the knots are, cut by knots.
Yeah, if you cut right next to the knot, it makes it easier, doesn't it?
Makes it much easier.
If you can find it. So there's one string. There's what, 4 strings on this bale?
This one. For ladies with nails or skin, soft skin, wear gloves to do this. You will get rough hands doing it. And then we're done. I like to have the feeder around when the horses have shoes on.
Yeah.
Personally, I never had a problem.
But they can catch that mesh in the back part of the shoe.
And then pull the shoe off.
And then pull the shoe off or yank their leg and stuff like that.
The feeder takes it totally away, so you have no problems.
Now, so in other words, you can do this without the feeder at all.
Totally, without
Yeah,
shoes.
and especially if the horses are not shod.
Especially when you take shoes off. It's a hard one now.
Just gonna use her hip power, that girl.
Sometimes
Or maybe what you need to do is just go grab it on the other side.
But, it's really, really good with a feeder around. They also don't paw on the hay bale, on the bale constantly. When they're barefoot, they really like to paw constantly, and it wears the netting out. So
Yeah.
you're really protecting the net too. Costs more money. This feeder is about $1,000, but it's a long time investment.
There we go. Okay, that's the 4th string. So let's just say that all in right now, and you're ready to feed horses. We need to shift this feeder over a foot or two, to have it in the middle, which is no big deal. But okay, so let's say 15 minutes to set yourself up to feed 6 horses for 6-7 days. That's really a great use of your time, but it's also a great use of hay, because if you look down here on the ground and you see that hay that's fallen on the ground there, those little straws of hay, right? Every last little bite of that will get eaten by the horses. And when you come back here after this bale is done, there might be, 10 or 15 pounds of waste, maybe even not that much. Just depends on how much weather you get. But then if you contrast this with feeding a round bale in a round bale feeder, I saw them, and I'll shoot some other video to show you what it looks like. I was driving past my neighbor's the other day, and he had a round bale, and there must have been 30% waste. I mean, the horses were standing in a hill of hay, wasted hay, that had manure and urine and everything mixed in with it, and it was just a big fat mess. And so probably at least 30% of that hay was wasted. So looks like Doris is gonna grab the bale a little bit. She's very experienced. Oh, she's gonna push the feeder a little bit. Oh, good, perfect. Not her first time. So look, there's one woman that does it by herself all the time. If she can do it, you can do it. Colorado Ranch Broker, Gary Hubbell.